Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Today we are continuing with the series of Plant Kingdom. It is our second video. By previous videos we have dealt about mainly the algae and their types. Now today we will be dealing with its types, mainly the example of its types, then about the bryophytes, right? So first of all, let us deal with the examples. First of all, I'll be telling you the examples of chlorophyceae, that is the green algae. Now, it is the colonial form which we studied, volvox, is its example, main example we can say. Now, a filamentous algae such as Eulothrix, Pyrogyra, as well as Cara is the example of chlorophyceae. Now, you must have seen the structure or diagram of mainly Eulothrix and volvox in NCERT, in which the volvox is shown as a colony, as a circular form, and basically Eulothrix is a mainly cylindrical form in which there are certain green pigments present that are the mainly chlorophyll A. Right. Now we should study about the examples of class Phyophyceae, that is the brown algae. Its examples can be fucus, which is a Y-shaped structure. Now after fucus, there is a structure of dictyota, and another which can be there is your laminaria. And other examples which can be there are sargassum and the ectocarpus. Under rhodophyceae, that is the red algae, the examples which are is porphyra, a leafy structure shaped porphyra. Mainly the porphyra is the one in which frond is present in case of red algae. Then another one we have is Polysiphonia, and the others are Gelidium and Gracile. Now I must tell you the uses of these algae. The first use of algae is that at least half of the total carbon dioxide fixation on Earth is carried out by this group only, that is the mainly algae, which is released through photosynthesis. Another example which can be there is that they act as primary producers, so they form the basis of the food cycle of all aquatic organisms. And many species of porphyra, laminaria and sargassum, they act as the food, the green algae or the marine algae, which serves as the food for the certain marine organisms. Now, algin by brown algae and carrageen by red algae are the basic hydrocolloids. This is a very important question which is being asked. Now, another thing, that algae which is obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria is used in the preparation of ice creams and jellies. Another thing, that chlorella or spirulina are the unicellular algae, and they are very rich in serving the purpose of protein. So they are often used as food supplements and often carried out by the astronauts. Now we come to the bryophytes. After dealing with algae, now we are here with bryophytes. Now bryophytes, the main two categories under the bryophytes which we will be dealing is the liverwort and mosses. Now let me tell you an interesting fact, that bryophytes are considered as the amphibians of plant kingdom, while pteridophytes are considered as the reptiles of plant kingdom. Now let us consider the basic points and types of bryophytes. Now under bryophytes, they commonly grow in mild shady areas. Another point, that they can live in soil also, but they require water for sexual reproduction, or we can say that for reproduction water is a necessity for them. Now they play an important role in plant succession on bare rocks or soil. Right. Now we'll talk about the plant body of bryophytes. Under the plant body, its plant body is more differentiated than we saw in the case of algae. Their thallus is like prostate or erect, and the plant body is attached to the substratum. This is called as rhizoid, which was called in case of algae, in basically case of Phyophyceae, as prawn, right? Now moving ahead, that they lack true roots, stems and leaves. This was an important point. Now the main plant body, I would say, in case of bryophytes is the gametophyte, that means which produces gamete, it is haploid. Now the sex organs are basically multicellular. Now we should talk about the male sex organ and the female sex organ. Male sex organ here is called as the antheridium, while female sex organ is called as the archegonium. Now the antheridium produces biflagellated antherozoids. These are the male cells, right? Now while the female sex organs which are released by archegonium are the flask shaped. First of all, the archegonium is flask shaped and it releases or it produces a single egg, right? Now antherozoids are released into the water, and when they comes in contact with the archegonium, they produces zygote, and the body or the structure which produces multicellular body is called as a sporophyte, which is diploid, or we can say 2x. Now let us come to the category of liverworts and mosses. First of all, in which we will be dealing with the liverworts first. Now the first point in case of liverworts is that the plant body of liverworts is thalloid, and the thallus is dominant, or I would say is dorsiventrally appressed to the substrate. Now the leafy members like tiny leaf-like appendages are arranged in 2 rows or stem-like structure. Now the asexual reproduction is by fragmentation, and there are certain specialized asexual structures present which are called as the gamecup. Now gamecup are specialized structures which are green in color. They are multicellular and asexual buds which develop in small receptacles which are called as the gamecups, right? Game are the specialized structures, while gamecups are the receptacles in which they are stored. Now sporophyte is differentiated into the foot, seta, S-E-T-A, seta, and the capsule, where capsule plays an important role. Now in case of capsule, the spores are produced here after meiosis. In the structure capsule, the spores are produced after the process of meiosis. Now the spores germinates to form a free living gametophyte, right? This was an important point. Now unicellular rhizoids. Who are unicellular rhizoids? Basically liverworts are considered as unicellular rhizoids, while mosses are considered as the multicellular rhizoids. Now let us think, or let us study about the points of mosses. The predominant stage in gametophyte is consisting of basically 2 steps, in which first step is protonema, while the second stage is the leafy stage. First, talking about the protonema, that it develops directly from spores, that is called creeping. They are green, branched and frequently filamentous. Now let us talk about the leafy stage. Under leafy stage, it is developed from secondary protonema as lateral bud. Now it consists of upright, slender, axis-bearing, spirally arranged leaves, and they bear sex organs as well. Now the vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation, and in case of the secondary protonema, it also takes place as the budding, right? Now sporophyte, an important point which is very much asked, that the sporophyte in case of mosses is very well developed as liverworts as compared to liverworts. Now they have an elaborate mechanism of spore dispersal as well. Now let us deal with the examples. The examples of liverworts is Marchantia and Riccia, R-I-C-C-I-A, Riccia plant. While the example of mosses, it can be your Trichoderma, it can be Polytrichum, and it can be a very well-known moss, that is Funaria, whose practical is being done in biology lab as well. Now let us see the uses of these bryophytes. Now under the uses of bryophytes, they provide food for herb, mammals and birds. This can be a first use. The second use can be that sphagnum serves as peat, PEAT, or sphagnum is used as peat, which is used as fuel or can be used in manufacture of transshipment because of its water holding capacity. Sphagnum is used. Now another point, that lichens along with mosses or mosses along with lichens colonize the rocks. Now they are less economical important but of great ecological importance. And the other thing, that the mosses form dense mats over soil so as to prevent the soil erosion. So they serve as good agents here as well. Now these were the uses. Now in next series we will be talking about pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms and the remaining plant life cycle. In this video till here only. Thank you.